welcome to Ressources with me, Eva, your host for today, and Saffron, who is assisting me and will be helping us as well. So we have people from Belgium, from London, from Berlin, from Kenya, from India, from France, from Canada, from where again? Give me another country, please. Italy, I don't know if I mentioned Italy. Where do we have Berlin, Germany? We didn't mention Germany yet. Yes, so it's, that's what I love about technology. We can have people from everywhere in the world. Look, we're all together here. As I was saying in introduction, I've just started this meeting as a meeting, not as a webinar, because I find in a webinar, it's very me against you. I don't really see people. I don't really see. So if you want to interact with us, then you can do it, on the meeting, and I can see your faces. It's really amazing. We've got people from 3 continents so far. No, 4 continents: Africa, North America, Europe, and Asia. So anyone from South America by any chance? We don't have any Brazilian or Chilean or any other exotic country? No? Never mind, it's good. We're gonna wait. Yeah, we are recording anyway, so we're not gonna wait any longer. I'm gonna share my presentation and I'm gonna tell you who I am and what am I doing, what I'm trying to achieve, and to help you with your sustainability. So today we're going to focus on marketing claims and related to sustainability and packaging mostly. I'm going to focus on packaging because this is where we are right now. And I think until recently, only formulation was one of the claim that were really more regulated, and now it's coming into the market that actually the marketing claim regarding packaging are actually being looked at as well. I've lost my keyboard. It is here. And so we're going to talk about global sustainable marketing claim. Do your claim mean what they say? Do you actually mean what you say in your claim, or is it like confusing? What are green claims and sustainable claims? What is the definition of them? How can you make sure we don't do greenwashing? Or what can you claim about your packaging, for instance? Just a bit about me to give you an intro. I am Eva, the founder of Ressources. And Ressources is an online platform and consulting services to help beauty brand mostly marketer, because they are the final decision maker about sustainability and product development. And they don't have all the information. And I think they should be informed and they should have the information. To help them master sustainable product development through online courses. We do also tailored workshops and things like this. I've been working in industry for 15 years. I have a huge network of specialists in design, product, materials, and ingredients, etc. And I've been working in the beauty industry for all this time. I'm very young, so it doesn't look like I've been over 15 years. This is the beauty of beauty product, I guess. Anyway, joke apart, we're going to talk today about sustainability and give you a definition of sustainability. Do I speak too fast? I think I speak a bit too fast. I'm going to try to slow down a bit. We're going to give you sustainability definitions. We're going to talk about the green claim codes in the UK. It's specific to the UK, but I think it's going to be extendable to other countries. And this gives us an understanding of what regulations are going to be like regarding packaging and sustainability, for instance. We're going to talk about misleading claims. What are misleading claims and how you can avoid that. We're going to give you our recommendation and conclusion at the end. And then to wrap up all of this, we're going to show you how Ressources, with our courses, we can help you online to gain understanding and training and deeper understanding of what sustainability means in your product. So start with a definition. I always start with this one. Maybe you know this already, and maybe if you're new to this, you don't know it yet. But the common definition of sustainability is the avoidance of the depletion of natural resources, and in order to maintain an ecological balance, which mean a lot of very large things. It means that for me in sustainable beauty, we consider the design of any item with its impact on humans, meaning workers, customers, suppliers, and different types of, and all of your stakeholder involved in your company or in your business, in your product, in whatever you do, the impact on the planet, the fauna and the flora, meaning the animals and the plants, and etc. And the profit taken or generated, whether you are taking a profit from a community. An example, if you source an ingredient from Madagascar, let's say vanilla from Madagascar, you are taking this resource from them. So you are taking a profit from them. But maybe if you give them some skills, if you help them to cultivate more vanilla, or to be more sustainable in their cultivation, or to give them skills, then you bring profit, in a sense, prosperity to them, because they have gained skills and experience, meaning that they get more out of their life in the end. Because they have gained something from you as well. So you see, I see profit as a prosperity mindset more than just money, but it's about, because if you have more skills, you have more value in the market. So in the end, you have, you mean more money. So the impact on sustainability must also be measured in a 360 or circular approach, from extraction to manufacturing to the usage and to the destruction or the restoration. And something we will see a bit later is that your claim needs to show the same. Like, new claim needs to be 360. If your claims are only about one part of your product, this is when it becomes misleading and it's greenwashing. That's why we are talking about, we're giving it this definition, because even for sustainable claims, you need to be very, how can I say, comprehensive. You can't just speak about one aspect of the product. Give you a definition of sustainable packaging. Focus on packaging today, because this is what the first course has been built about, and we're going to talk about formulation in another webinar. So, for example, to give you an example of what a sustainable packaging is, broadly, it needs to be manufactured using clean production technology and practices. It needs to be made from material healthy throughout the life cycle. It needs to be physically designed to optimize materials and energy without compromising the product protection, meaning that you know, especially for beauty, you can't have any leaks of any kind for moisture or air, because you need to protect your formula. It needs to be effectively collected, recovered, and utilized in biological or industrial closed loop cycles. So far, we're not working in a closed loop, we're working in linear industry, meaning that whatever we create, we put it in the bin at the end. Is it the right way to do? I think we're changing. Then another definition is like, we need to optimize the use of renewable or recycled source material. Whether you use wood or you use PCR packaging, PCR meaning post-consumer recycled plastic, then that's a way to make your packaging more sustainable. It needs to be sourced, manufactured, transported, recycled using renewable energy wherever possible and whenever possible. It needs to meet the criteria for performance and cost of the market. What is the market expecting from your product? Do I have an example? This is something that meets the criteria of the market. Like, this is an example. This is the packaging. And then inside, you have this and this to protect the inner jar. Do we need all of this? Good question. So this is not necessarily a market criteria. This is a marketing criteria, like an image branding criteria. And maybe we need to work on this. And then the last criteria is like, it's beneficial, safe, healthy for individuals and community throughout the life cycle. I mentioned the fact about the vanilla sourcing in Madagascar. Is your sourcing of every material made for your packaging, everything clean for everybody throughout the cycle? Do you pollute? Do you create pollution in your manufacturing or sourcing or whatever? That's something you need to consider. Why do I give you this definition? It seems a bit out of subject, but actually, when you do your claim, you need to think about all of these aspects. When you make your marketing claims about sustainability and your product and your packaging, you need to think about this, and you need to think about that. So you see, it's not just about what is in front of me. That's why I'm going to give you an example of what claim you shouldn't make and claims you can't do. And if you follow me, tomorrow you're going to receive my newsletter where I say to you exactly what I think you shouldn't say and what I wouldn't claim myself in my business. But you'll see. I hope you don't disagree with me. Or if you disagree with me, I hope I won't offend you tomorrow morning when you receive the newsletter. Anyway, the green claim code. To give you an example of what regulators are expecting from marketing right now. This is a green claim code. This is a legal requirement now in the UK. It's marketed by, I mean, they're overseeing the claims. There's not input in the law right now, but it's something that probably definitely come into regulation very, very soon. Yeah, I'm going to talk about this. Sorry, I'm going to go back to my presentation. Yeah. So the green claim codes, it's in the UK, but it's not just in the UK. It's actually something that will be implemented in other places. And it's interesting for us to understand, again, what the regulator mean by green claim. So environmental claims are claims which suggest that a product, a service, a process, a brand, or a business is better for the environment. And this includes everything that is an expression or an impression of the product of a service. So anything that you say that has a positive environmental impact or no impact on the environment, but you create the impression anyway. They include claims like it's less damaging to the environment than a previous version of the same good or service, or it's less damaging to the environment than competing goods or services. When you talk about things like this, you are considered an environmental claim. Sorry. And this claim may concern the impact on the environment in general or on a specific environmental aspect, such as the air, the water, the soil. So anything you claim about being greener, better for the environment, it will come into that enforcing law. Environmental claim can be explicit or implicit. They can appear in advertisement, in marketing material, in branding, including businesses or trading names, on packaging, or in other information provided to the consumer. An example, in beauty, for instance, you can't use acne in your product name because even the product name is considered to be a claim in itself. And because if you say you are solving acne, because acne is a pharmaceutical good, I can say a disease that you fix, you can claim that to your your current claims because it would be considered a drug and not a cosmetics. So even here in the environmental claim, this is considered environmental if you put that in your name. I see someone, are you trying to talk to us or no? Okay. If you're not trying to talk to us, please keep being in mute or and stop your video. Can you make sure that everybody's on mute, Saffron? Yeah. And so the meaning, the meaning of any term used, it can be considered environmental claim. The qualification, explanation of what it is said, the evidence that supports those claims, the information that is not included or hidden, the colors, pictures, or logo used, and the overall presentation. These can be considered as in the scope of an environmental claim. Like let's say you have a red logo and you change it to green, then you are considered to be into that regulation now. Just an example. Environmental claims are genuine when they properly describe the impact of the product, service, process, brand, or business and do not hide or misrepresent crucial information. Misleading environmental claims occur where a business makes claims about its product, services, process, brands, or its operation as a whole, or omits or hides information to give an impression they are less harmful or more beneficial to the environment than they really are. Consumer protection law covers what business say and how they represent it, and what they fail to say about the environmental impact or credential of their goods, services, brands, or activity. Businesses must ensure that their environmental claims are truthful and accurate, are clear and unambiguous, do not omit or hide important detail, compare goods or services in a fair and meaningful way, consider the full life cycle of the product or the service, and are substantiated. Alors, how can I say about truthful? Give you an example of truthful. Packaging is fully compostable. Is it really true that your packaging, including the cap, let's say you have a liner inside, let's say that you have a jar in itself, is it really true that your packaging is 100% compostable or fully degradable? I don't think it is. So that's why if it is not, you need to say packaging partly compostable or partly recyclable or partly recycled. You need to be very specific in your claims. And that's the thing. I will go a bit in detail of what I don't think we should say, but I see a lot in the marketing sphere that we should be really careful about, because today it's okay to talk about this like that, but tomorrow we're going to be fined for having these kind of things, these kind of claims. You need to be clear and unambiguous. For instance, biodegradable again is something that is being banned in France. There are a lot of lobbies in the UK that are trying to ban the use of biodegradable for packaging as well. And it's going to be the case in other countries as well. First, you need to prove that your packaging is actually biodegradable. You need to have like a standard, and you need to have like an audit to make sure that your claim are actually your packaging is actually biodegradable in corresponding to the standard in certain weeks and in certain circumstances, etc. So you need to be able to prove all of that. So it's really important that when you say something, you are clear and you don't omit or hide something very important. Something about biodegradable again, it's actually not biodegradable per se in your garden. Like if you put that in your waste bin, in your fruit and veg leftovers, and if you add your packaging, it won't degrade naturally. Why? I mean, it will degrade, but it will take time to degrade. And the consumer would think this is misleading. Basically, because the packaging is kind of, if it's that thickness, if it has been changed or transformed or anything, this won't degrade in like few days or few weeks. This will take months to degrade. It will degrade fully at the end, but it will take months to degrade. So you need to explain that clearly. You say packaging compostable, industrially compostable, will degrade in certain times, etc. And being very explain what you mean by biodegradation or compostability. And today, biodegrade is prohibited anyway in most. It's prohibited in France, and it will be prohibited in the UK and probably some other countries. So you need to explain what you mean. You will have to use compostable, industry compostable, for instance, and you will have to explain what you mean. And if you don't know what I'm saying, if you don't understand even what industrial compostable mean, you need to do the course. You need to do the packaging course, because on all of the course, we explain to you what it means, what all the PCR mean, what is PIR, what is recycled content, what is chemical recycling, what is enzymatic recycling. We tell you all of the differences between glass, aluminum, and all of that. So you can substantiate your claim, and you can know what you are saying your consumers about your product. You need to compare goods and services in a fair and meaningful way. Let's say that if you compare this product with another one, this is not the same. So this won't work. You need to if you make a comparison, you need to compare to exactly the same product. And let's say that if you change this packaging from this is bakelite to, let's say, glass or something, you need to say from this packaging that is the same capacity in ml, whatever it is, we have reduced the carbon impact by this level, switching from this material to that material. You need to explain clearly what you did and why you did that, and what's in it for the consumer. And again, you need to talk about the full life cycle of the product. You can't just say the cap is, like packaging recycled from recycled content. Okay, fine. Or like if you talk about the impact, the reduced impact on carbon impact, you need to explain it's on the full life cycle of the product and not just on the end, on the like cradle to gate. Cradle to gate, it means from sourcing to the manufacturing space. And then when it's to consumer, is from gate to cradle. And then because from the consumer and gate to cradle, meaning like to the discard center, wherever it is, wherever the product is discarded. And in between, you have all of this to consider. So make sure that whenever you talk about reducing carbon impact, you are talking about the full life cycle, and you can substantiate that with figures and with comparison, with life cycle assessment, with different types of indicator that would give consumer information for what you claim. What is greenwashing? Greenwashing, from the United Nations guidelines, is an attempt to mislead consumers or to market products more environmentally friendly than they actually are. like let's say an exaggeration or misrepresentation, a claim that cannot be verified, is irrelevant, or is simply false. What can I say? Again, coming to biodegradable, your product will be biodegradable, but it will take months to biodegrade, and people can't expect to be degraded in their garden in few weeks. So you need to explain that it's actually not biodegradable in the common sense of the way, but in a more specific process. Misleading, where grain relates to environmental claims, but it is also used in a context of social or ethical product information, meaning that you need to be careful of the word you use and how you impact that into your marketing. Yes, I'm just reading the chat. Let me know, Safan, if I'm not going to check the chat. If you see any question, just wave at me or something so that I can check the chat when we need to. In the meantime, by the way, if you have any question, please drop the question on the chat, and then Safan will interact and will help you ask the question if you need to. Okay. Great. I'm going to be here. Misleading claim. Just an example. There are in the UK called something ASA, which is Advertising Standard Agency, and in France called the RRPP, which is the same standard agency that would check on the advertising claims and make sure that they are not misleading and they are not misleading for the consumers. So here I'm going to show you an example of what we find on the market that they found misleading, to give you an example of what you need to be careful about and what you should do to contravene that. For instance, this was about Sanex 0%. It was about freeing the planet. This is libérons la planète. This means free. Let's free the planet. It was considered to be exaggerated and disproportionate compared to the action that Sanex is actually taking to reduce its impact on the environment. Basically, they reduce the size of the product. It's compressed, meaning that they have less CO2 emission when they produce the product, and also it's a smaller product. But it doesn't imply that they fight pollution, like gas emission, these kind of things. So this was considered a misleading claim because it was disproportionate compared to the action actually taken by the brand. Just an example. I'm not trying to bash anybody here, just to give you an example. The allegation, claim talk non-toxic for the ecosystem, the marine ecosystem, is considered to be excessive as well with regard to the engagement taken by the brand. So it's disproportionate to the action actually taken by the brand. So you can say, instead of saying like not toxic for the ecosystem marin, the marine ecosystem, you could say, we have worked on improving our formula to make it less damaging for the marine ecosystem. Then this would be more acceptable than non-toxic, because it's not, it's a bit disproportionate. This example, I'm multi-use, recycle me, clean, it kind of makes you feel like this is actually super green, but it doesn't mean anything. This means nothing. These are 3 logos. I hope I removed the brand. Yes, we can't see the brand. Cruelty-free, vegan. Attends, let me see. Sorry. Cruelty-free, vegan. 1, 2, 3. There are 4 claims here. These are considered all green claims. Cruelty-free, vegan, multi-user with no proof. All of this is just like generic claims, not specific. There's no proof. There's no commitment or accountability here. Again, on the website, they say responsible recyclable packaging. Okay, fine. But then what else? Because if you say that, you need to say, I don't know, 30% of packaging are being replaced with recyclable packaging. We are moving to this or that or the other. You need to be more specific. This is not enough. This will be bashed by the public, but also by, we're gonna have fines or legal actions against us. We need to be careful about this. We need to be very, very, very specific. 40% of claims online could be misleading. This is what the report from the Green Claim Code explains in the UK. 40%, which is a big deal. It's almost half of the claims that are made online. So we need to be really, really careful. Our recommendation. First of all, any claim in beauty, whether sustainable or not, it needs to be legal, needs to be truthful, needs to have an evidence, needs to be honest, needs to be fair, and made with an informed decision. Do I need to explain every criteria? Legal, meaning that, again, I'm going to talk about biodegradable. Biodegradable is going to be prohibited in France next year, so you can't use that word anymore. For formulation or for packaging, you can't use that. So it's not legal to use that word anymore in your marketing or wherever. So it will be a bit tricky because some packaging are actually really biodegradable, but they take time. So you'd have to use different words to explain that. There needs to be truthful. Again, as I said earlier, you need to be really true. Is your packaging really 100% recyclable, or is it partly recyclable? Oftentimes it's only partly recyclable. It's not because you have made your packaging recyclable that it's going to be recycled. And today we know that recycling is improving, but it's not where it should be yet. So we need to watch out for that and make sure that we don't really misleading into that regard. Again, evidence. You need to show proof of what you're saying. If you say you have reduced my carbon impact, somewhere the consumer needs to find the information and the report or the audit about this, explaining this. You need to be honest. You need to say, and something that actually I wish I would see a bit more, we would like to have this packaging like this, but today the technological limitation don't allow us to do this type of packaging. So instead, the next best thing is this. So we've picked this packaging. Why not say that? Because we know that there are current limitations because the product, we need to product the product. We need to, source PCR packaging right now, material, and it's really hard to source material, this type of material in the market. We are running out of PCR on the market. So I think for next year, it would be really hard to claim that you have PCR packaging because it'd be really hard to find. So can you talk about that anymore? Fairness, you need to be fair. You need to be fair if you compare your product to another product. Again, as we saw in the claim earlier, they're a bit disproportionate compared to the action that they're taking. So you need to be fair. You need to be, and if you compare your product, you need to explain that. An informed decision, you need to be informed. You need to make sure that you actually picked the right product. Example, I was talking to someone yesterday and they were telling me about the new packaging, and they picked packaging made from biodegradable material that degrades completely in nature. Something that they didn't know is like this doesn't degrade naturally, it degrades in a specific environment, etc. And they thought that doing this was better than creating another plastic. I don't necessarily agree because I think plastic is already the problem with plastic is the waste and the fact that we have too many plastics in the market. We need to reduce the number of category of plastic that we use. But using plastic in itself is not bad. So instead of like using biodegradable because you're going to ditch in the bin and then, or in your window, in your garden, and it will degrade, it's not actually exactly really informed. Because let's say if you live in a town, if you live in a city, you don't have a garden. Where do you put your biodegradable packaging? What do you do with it? Yeah. Anyway, that's just a question. So I don't think it's informed. Anyway, I wanted to tell you about the claims I think we should avoid, and I see a lot too many of them. Zero waste. To me, zero waste is really bad. Because there's nothing like zero waste. Even using a product, a skincare product or whatever product, I'm using water, I'm using electricity, I'm using a cloth or whatever, I'm using something that would be a waste one day. So claiming zero waste, even in your manufacturing, to me, it's misleading. You can say reducing waste. You can say reducing carbon impact. You can say working on improving our system, etc. But to me, the zero waste is very misleading because it's not true. It's not, tell me. Maybe I can ask you a question. Tell me something today that is fully zero waste that you've done today that you know is not generating any waste. Because people, for instance, what they do, they say, oh, this is a nice packaging. This is like you put your cream and then you can put a candle in it when you finish, or you can put it in your garden. So it's not waste in a sense that it doesn't go into a bin, but it's still a waste because this doesn't go, it won't go degrade into nature naturally. So do you think there's something we can do today? Honestly, maybe let's do a poll question. Can we do that, Saffron? Let's do a poll question right now. Oh, I can't do them. Okay, never mind. Okay, zero waste is possible. Let me, I'm going on there. Let's see.
Someone's asking a question, Michelle's asking a question saying, what's your take on some sunscreens making the claim coral reef friendly?
It's okay. Attends, let me. I think this claim is okay. I'm honestly regarding formulation. I have not enough information, so I need to make some choice about that. Attends, I'm gonna finish the poll so I can ask you this question. Save. Okay, there you go. We have a. Who asked the question? Do you want to speak to me? Who asked the question? Do you want to speak? I mean, because we're together, I want to make it a bit more. Hello, Michelle.
Hi, thank you. Yeah, I was just wondering, especially in the past couple of years, I've seen a lot of sun care brands now making the claim in their packaging, coral reef friendly. And I was wondering if it's a claim that has any basis to it, or if it's just.
Yeah, I know. I mean, they have to do that because, to be fair, like there was a lot of backlash about, you know, the coral impact, etc. And to be really exact, actually, even this problem identified by the consumers is actually not necessarily related to beauty. We can't really make the correlation between using sunscreen and the problem with the coral. And so again, they can't really prove that. As long as they're not saying saving the corals, then this is okay, because coral friendly is actually probably better than if you were saying like we are saving the corals, because saving the corals, you don't actually doing it, you're just preserving it a bit better. What would be interesting is like if they would explain what it means, what action they've taken behind this claim. As you say, they need to substantiate this, I guess. I would expect to find on the website that they've changed their formula, they removed that ingredient, they used that one, and they've actually measured that this is not going to deteriorate the ecosystem, the marine ecosystem, that they had made specific tests. I don't think they would have made these tests, to be fair, because it's really complicated, complex. But yeah, if you make this claim, you need to make sure that you are actually proving it. Yeah, that's a good point. Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to keep on going about the recommendation. And one of the, so again, explanation, compostable parts. Part of this product packaging is capable of decomposing naturally in a home compost or in an industrial composting environment in a way that is not harmful to the environment and produces compost. I would even add to that the time it takes to decompose in a garden compared to an industrial composter. Because usually packaging, because it's been transformed, as you can imagine, this is quite heavy. If it was like a straw, it would be very, it would be thinner wall, it would be easier. But because this has been transformed, it will take time. So I would even add to this claim, like if you put it in your garden, expect it to be degraded from 24 months on, for instance, if you have the proof, or and compare it to the industrial composting, so that you really give the information. Because if people expect compostable packaging to degrade in 3 weeks, it's not going to be possible, and they're going to accuse you of greenwashing. So that's why you need to be a bit more explanatory. Partly recyclable packaging. Part of this product packaging is curbside collected and can be broken down into raw materials and repurposed so it can be used again. This does not guarantee that it will be recycled. Always check locally. I think this is an interesting claim, because then you tell them, I can't guarantee it's been recycled. It's been designed to be recycled, but it's not recycled. I mean, it might not be recycled. So it puts the responsibility on both sides, on the brand, because the brand has designed a better product, and the consumer, to make sure that they put it in the recycling and make sure that this is recycled. Reusable packaging. This product packaging is designed to be reused for the same use case. It's capable of being used repeatedly without impairing its protective function. Again, I would add to that, if you have like a pouch on the side that is not recyclable, you need to explain that the bottle is recyclable, is reusable, and the pump is reusable, but the refillable system will have to be recycled. So again, I would say partly reusable packaging, for instance. I would be very more specific. Okay, I'm going to ask the question. Can I ask the poll question? Yes, it's working. I'm going to launch the poll question and ask you, do you think zero waste is ever possible, is achievable today or in your life? Is anything zero waste? To see whether I'm right. I mean, you agree with me. I mean, you don't have to agree with me, but yeah. Saffron, you can take a screenshot at the end. Maybe. There is a few maybe, but like 83% no. Some people think it's zero waste is achievable. Can I ask someone to testify about that? If you agree, whoever said yes, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I'm happy to hear what's your take on the zero waste. Can I ask you to tell me? I will end the poll now, okay? Share result. Okay, so can I ask the people who said yes and maybe to talk to me? Again, I don't want to put you in the spot, but maybe I can learn from you. Maybe there's something I don't see about the zero waste. You don't want to talk? You can say on the chat you don't want to talk. It's okay. I don't want to put you in trouble. Honestly, I just want to talk. It's really happy to stop sharing.
Okay, hello.
Hello.
Maybe I can say something about my take on zero waste.
Yes, please.
I would be like thinking that we could reach a moment where we could have a refillable, like with shampoos or with cosmetics, having big bottles, going to a store and bringing our own bottle and refilling it, you know, and that being it, like, you know, reaching this point where we wouldn't have to buy new packaging every time.
Yes, but then when you use your skincare product, when you go home, you use water.
You
No?
use water? What do you mean?
I mean, let's say you buy a shampoo in a shop where you can refill your shampoo. Whenever you use your shampoo, you use water to wash your hair.
Yes.
Yes, and this water is going to go to waste, no?
Yes, but it's not the packaging. Zero waste.
Yeah, I know, but then what I'm trying to say about the zero waste is like even if your packaging is considered zero waste, there are some waste on the way or the life cycle of your product. And again, you know, like to be a green claim, you need to make sure you talk about the full life cycle of the product. And to me, I would tend to think that even if the packaging is zero waste, using your product creates waste. And to be fair, I also think, I don't know, what do you do after if your bottle is broken? What happened?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's, you know, it's interesting. It's very complex. This is what I'm trying to say. This is not, I think what I'm trying to get at here is like a very simple claim. You can't do that anymore because it's misleading. Because nothing is that simple. And when it comes to sustainability, it's very complex actually. And there's many parameters to take into consideration. And even if you have a refillable product, you go into a shop, like for instance, you can go to Body Shop today. They have like a very nice refill station where you have your aluminum bottle and then you pump and then you can refill your aluminum bottle. It is very nice concept, is great. But the packaging of this product, they only have 5 liters capabilities or maybe 10 liters. After this is going to go to waste. So you as a consumer, you are zero waste, but at some point your pump is going to be discarded, etc. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying less waste. This is what we intend to claim, or making sure that every waste that we create is regenerated, recycled, or recovered. I'm just not sure about the zero waste policy, if it's achievable. Yeah. I mean, do you have any other opinion? I'm happy to share. Sorry, I don't want to
No, I mean, I know maybe we have to be very careful with exactly our claims, but I would like it to be more optimistic, let's say, and say towards a zero waste society or something like this.
I mean, if I was more optimistic, I would say circular and less a circular approach, because then if you have a circular approach, then it means that we try to, whenever we conceive a product, we conceive it with it's the end of the life. What are you going to do with the product when it's finished? Like the pumps, for instance, today are very hard to recycle. So maybe we need to reinvent what we do with the pump, or like find a way to recycle them so that they are. And so we're not turning to zero waste, but like recovering waste kind of. Yeah, minimum waste, but not zero waste. Yeah, minimum waste is good. Like waste reduction is good, because then this is actually what you are doing. The zero waste to me is a bit misleading. That's what I'm saying. But everybody's using it right now, so it's kind of and I'm no authority. I'm the authority is mine, but I'm not the legal decider. I'm not taking decision there. Okay, I'm gonna move to the second part of the. Do you have any other? Is anybody want to talk to interact with me about what I just said or anything else? We talked about how can we inform consumers about this? Yes, but then you need to inform yourself, and you need to inform consumers as much as you can online or wherever you are. If you follow Resource on Instagram, I'm doing a live video where I explain how to talk about this and that and the other. But to me, you need to be informed yourself as professionals. What I see why I've created Resource is because I think as a professional, you need to be aware of what you're doing, and you need to train yourself so that you know how to talk to consumers. And I'm going to talk to you about how we can help you do that. We have built Resources because we know that there's issues at stake. Sustainability is not negotiable now. We need to be sustainable. We have a loss of direction because it's too much information. It's contradictory. There's no simple answer to sustainability. There are many solutions, but what is the best solution for your brand? Waste. We need to stop the waste cycle and save the planet. Innovation, how to keep innovating in line with consumers' needs and behavior. And the choice, you have no time, no money to waste. We need a cost-effective and actionable solution. And so you may have tried expert reports or trade shows or conferences or suppliers ask information, but you are still limited in what you get, and you don't get neutral information. You may have been to universities, think tanks, or news services. You have used, you may be informed all the time, but maybe you find limitation in that as well. But what if you could find all the answers you need in one place? What if in just 8 weeks, you will find all the answers you need about your packaging and product development, and you will know what to say to your consumer because you know what it means to have a sustainable packaging. So we want to give you the power and the freedom to make decisions. We want to give you the freedom through knowledge to make an impact with your work. Connect to the platform with experts, content, get trained in sustainability, in beauty, learn the fundamentals with 2 courses. We have built 2 courses. We are building the second one. We have only launched the packaging one. We're going to launch the formulation one in mid-year next year, in May or June next year. And then we also are going to add additional modules, which are going to be short. The 2 courses, for me, everybody should do it in the beauty industry. If you develop product, if you work in beauty, you need to do that. You need to learn about sustainable packaging and sustainable formulation. We give you the A to Z to sustainable packaging, for instance, because even if you're not a technologist or an environmentalist, you need to know that. You need to know why you pick this product and not the other. Like, I'm really bugged when I see people, I just switched to 100% aluminum. No, don't do that. Oh, I just, I'm talking about zero plastic. No, don't do that. Because even today, if it's a good idea, it would be detrimental to the industry tomorrow. Because the zero or the extreme choices are detrimental to the planet and to the environment and to the industry in general. That's why we are trying to train you to help you get the insights and information you need to get. So we're going to add, so the packaging and formulation is going to be 8 weeks. Packaging is starting again in February, the first week of February, and then sustainable formulation will start in May and June. And then we give 100% information, neutral. We talk to experts, we talk to suppliers, and we remove the promotion element of the information. We have, for instance, for like one report, we have interviewed 3 to 5 people to make sure that any promotional material is removed, and we just give you the neutral and the fact-checked information that you can use as well in your marketing development. And the marketing claims, the label, the small module will be like 2 or 3 hours max that you can do in one go, and you can get information in just like one snappy content. At the end of the program, you'll be able to define your own sustainable strategy. You will be able to make decisions, make informed choices. We said it's part of the claim. How to make a claim, you need to make informed claim. So then you will be informed. Life cycle, you will understand what it means about life cycle, what you need to be considered. Design, you will understand how to design for recycling, for waste, etc. You will understand the cost and the implication of your new design and new choices. So we've developed the course 1, which is the packaging. We talk about the intro. We talk about history of packaging, where we come from. We go back years. We go back to the Egyptians, for instance. How did they used to store their cosmetics? The ointment and the mascara, they used to have eyeliner, you know why they use eyeliner? To protect from the sun as well. And it was to protect them from the insects. So it was cosmetic as well as kind of pharmaceuticals. It was interesting. Then we talk about consumer trends, because we want to give you the trends so that you develop your product connected to the expectation of the consumers. Then we talk about packaging life cycle. Then we talk about materials. What are the different materials? How do you understand biodegradable? How does it work? How do you understand the impact of aluminum? How does it really work? Then at the end, we give you innovation review, market innovation from the brands, but also suppliers innovation. What are the suppliers working on? Because we know the suppliers, they talk to us all the time and we know what they're working on, and we can give you information about that. Then we talk about recycling, how things get recycled today. How can my product be recycled tomorrow? We talk about that because it's really hard to find information. Then we talk about the chemical recycling. And at the end, we have also given you like interviews with small brands and other brands that are working on exciting projects. And we wanted you to know about this. So it's online content, weekly session with expert as well. So you have 8 weeks to go through the content. And then there are every week on Wednesday at 5 p.m. Paris time, 4 p.m. UK time, which is 11 a.m. New York time. And then for Asia, we haven't really developed anything yet, but maybe we'll do like an earlier time for the session. And then there's a networking forum. We all work together and develop the course together. So we all learn together. So alongside this course and this session, you can talk to other members of the course and learn with them and what they're struggling with, and if you can learn from them. Example of the platform. This is how the platform looks like. So you have an access here. Maybe I can disconnect and show you how it works exactly. Should I do that, Saffron? Yeah, let's do this. Let's show you the platform, how it works. It's really easy, just to give you an idea, because it's something new. So we need to learn about this. Okay, let's go. Let's share my screen again. Which one do I need to share? This one. There we go. So here we have all the topic that this is the current course that you're going to join in February, but this one is running. So we have currently 16, 17 topics. And then give you an example. When you've done a topic, there's a little arrow at the bottom that says done, completed, etc. Just an example here, we talk about what is happening with the different materials. So this is a presentation from our expert. Our expert is here. His name is Gerald Martins. He's a packaging engineer. So we have a mix of different experts coming from different backgrounds. And then he's going to talk to you about understand why we need to create sustainable packaging, understand the life cycle assessment, learn about LC and plastic packaging, understand different sustainable beauty packaging material, etc., PCR, biomaterial, compostability, etc. So you've got his first of his presentation here. So presentation are broken down by, you're going to spend 20 minutes maximum on each topic. So then you have the time to go on your own time. And after this presentation, you can look at all the presentation. And then you have the video that is detailed. And then you can listen to Gerald telling you why, the presentation. Example here. So because the presentation is one thing, some people are just visual, but honestly, in the presentation, there are not enough information sometimes. So you need to hear the video as well. And then here you've got the English subtitle as well. So meaning if you want to listen to it without the sound, then you can follow the words under the video. And it's all like that, all throughout this. So this is 9 minutes. The first one is 4 minutes. Then one is 11 minutes, etc. So you see, we try to make it easy and accessible for you to learn about this. We're not targeting packaging technologists because these people know about packaging. They know what's happening. They know where we are at and what but you as a marketing professional, you need to make the final decision. You need to know why you are developing your product the way you are doing it. Example here, another example. And then we have an interview. I'm going to go to real life examples, for instance. Yeah, here. We have interview with like Baby Beauty, for instance. You know, Baby, they are this sustainable beauty brand. They've developed sustainable packaging, sustainable beauty brand a few years ago. And so this is the question with the founder, Dominika Minarovic. We have other people. So alongside that, we have a specialist coming to talk to us. This is Cozy Beauty. So all alongside the course, we have the Q&A session, and we also bring experts to talk to you about the specialty and what they're doing and what they're bringing to the market, for example. Just to finish on the platform, I'm just going to share this. This is a testimonial from Yasmina. She did the course, the first pilot that we launched in June. And she said that she was really happy with the quality and the amount of content that was put together. She's been researching sustainable packaging for a couple of years. It has been quite the journey, but I am really happy to see how fast it is moving over the last year or so. And I'm really grateful for the work that you have done in putting all the information together, as it was so hard finding sources that were not biased or contradictory. I feel I have such a better understanding of now where I am and where exactly are the real challenge ahead and what I can do. So this is an example of one of our clients. We've launched the course because I've been working, as I said, in the industry for 15 years. I know the industry like the back of my hand. I have a lot of network, and I found that regarding sustainability, there was always a lack of connection and a lack of understanding of what people should do. And so the course is for all the specialists in the beauty industry. Honestly, I also do a workshop with brands, and usually I mix purchase department with sustainability department, with marketing department and innovation department, because they need to work together. We all need to have the same level of information regarding sustainability and product development. Now with Sunny the packaging, we're going to develop the formulation really soon, and we're going to add on some more modules, and the marketing module is going to come early March, and we're going to be a short module about this, what I said to you about marketing claims, but very much more detailed, with experts coming from the regulation side. We're going to have lawyers talking to us about sustainability and claim. We're going to have other experts talking about, how to build a claim. So we're going to work together to give you like a full content so that you can make a better decision. Anyway,
Eva, Young asked, can you please explain what is industrial compost is and how we can recycle the packaging to end up in the industrial compost? I said it was mentioned a bit in the course, maybe a quick overview.
Yeah, I can give a quick overview maybe. Industrial composting is it's like a big recycling plant, if you like, where they capture all the compostable material. And usually compostable will be coming from kitchen, from the restaurants, for instance, or from, like in the UK, there are some town or cities that collect the waste, the food waste from the home, from the people, etc. There also there can be different types of waste, garden waste, from garden centers or from different places, any waste that is bio, that is organic, that is from a vegetable or from a plant or from plant-based. And then basically they put it into a reactor that would work for 3 weeks. And the importance of the industrial composting is like you need to have a mix of material for it to work well, and you need to have a specific temperature, specific condition of humidity as well for it to work together. If you have only soil and no vegetable or no other material, then it wouldn't degrade the same way. If you don't have the right temperature, it wouldn't degrade so quickly. If you don't have a mix of material, then it would be really damaging. So if you only have packaging, for instance, in an industrial composter, it wouldn't work. But we go into more details into the course when you talk about the recycling technologies. The thing is, like with industrial composting, it's not available everywhere. It's only in the UK, it's everywhere. It's available in some cities. In France, they are ramping it up. It will be available pretty much everywhere in 2023. In Spain, it's available some places. So it's not really available everywhere. If you really want to know more about this and about what we're doing and about the course, if it is for you, we're going to make this presentation available online. We're going to also send the PDF and everything to everybody who was asking for that. And you can book a call with us to book the course. But honestly, I really think this course is life-changing, and we build that because we think there's a misunderstanding and misinformation in the beauty industry as well, because you can't make a claim unless you inform yourself. And so I think we need to start from the beginning. We need to start to inform, to train ourselves to be better at sustainable development. Anyway, any question? I see that Saffron has put in the chat. Yeah, feel free to book a session with me if you want to. Anything you want to work on, or any information you need to get, then yeah, feel free to reach out to us. Any question or anything before I wrap up? Oh, it's 59 to the dot. We are right on time. My Insta handle, it's re_sources.co. This is your Insta. Alors, re_sources.co. I can share you this as well. Yeah. I can share the screen.
I put the link in the chat.
Yeah, there you go. You've got me. You've got my email here. You've got the Instagram, and then you've got the LinkedIn as well. Follow us. There we go. So this is it. I recommend you sign up. We have currently like a discount code until the beginning of January. So the course is discounted for early bird right now. It's only going to be available until the beginning of January. So I would recommend you to go into it right now if you can develop that. All right. Thank you very much for your time. I would let you go. Thank you for joining us. Anything else to say? No? Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you for joining us for everywhere in the world. It's really nice to feel that. I love that you're joining us from everywhere. So feel free to reach out to us and to ask us more questions, anything you need regarding sustainability. We do the course, but we also do consulting on the side. So if you need consulting from me, happy to support you in your sustainability journey. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a good rest of the day. Take care.